Hi, Ashley here with HeartHookHome.com, and today I am very excited because I get to do a yarn review of Hobbii yarns. I have never really had a chance to crochet with their yarns before, so when they asked me if I would do a yarn review and get to pick out several different varieties of yarn, I absolutely jumped at that chance. I am so in love with some of these yarns, and I cannot wait to show you everything that I got. So let's take a look. I want to start out with the Twister Solid. This is a solid version of their cakes that they have that are multicolors that do change throughout the cake. Absolutely gorgeous. One thing that I love about these, and you can see this little white dip in each of these, it's an easy start. So you know that is exactly where the end of your yarn is. I absolutely love that about these yarns. I also love that there is 437 yards. This is a ginormous little cake. It is a size 2, but since it is a mostly cotton blend with a little bit of acrylic, you will be able to make beautiful summer and springtime cardigans, anything you can throw on over a tank top and just hit the road running. I was able to use my 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, which is the recommended size for a 3.5 to a 4 millimeter, and I worked up a gauge swatch of just a small double crochet. I absolutely love the way that this yarn worked up. I don't love how holey it is, but if I were to work up an actual pattern with a beautiful stitch, I think that this would hold up extremely well. It does not stretch over much because of that cotton, but the acrylic does make it nice and soft, and I do absolutely love working with this yarn. I ordered 3 cakes of this because I thought it would be fun to have a nice open work cardi for summer. So look for that pattern hopefully soon on HeartHookHome.com. When I saw this Metallico on the Hobbii website, I absolutely had to get some. I almost started drooling, you guys. It's so gorgeous. This blue is so vibrant. It's even hard to capture on video. Absolutely stunning. I can see how if you were to go out on a date night and you had something like a shawl or something with this worked up, you would absolutely glow with perfection. It is absolutely amazing. And it is so soft to the touch. I was kind of worried that this would be a little bit harsh or a little scratchy, but it is absolutely not. We've got a 70% polyamide, 21% acrylic, and 9% merino wool, which means that it's nice and warm, but it's still very soft to the touch. Each ball is 125 yards. I haven't worked anything up with this yet, but I'm thinking that 125 yards would be nice for an ear warmer or something else nice and small from just one ball of yarn. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous the way the light plays off of that? I wish you could see this in person. It's absolutely stunning. I did order 2 balls of this Carnival 100% premium acrylic yarn. I wanted to order this because of the way that the yarn gradient changed. I wanted to see how these yarn colors worked up and if they were a true gradient color or if it was more of an abrupt change. You can see how this yarn changes here, that it is more of a gradual change as it changes from the blue to the green to the gold. I did have the chance to go up and work one of my Dragon Scales gloves with this yarn, and it did not even use the whole cake. This is just maybe half of one, but I love how this worked up on the wrist portion here. You can see how gradually this yarn changed colors and is absolutely stunning. I love this so much. Very comfortable to work with, and it did not, you would think that because of the way that this halo is, you can see how it's a little bit fuzzy, you would think that this would be a little bit more difficult to frog, but I actually did have to frog a little bit of this as I was working on it, and it wasn't bad at all. So that is something that I'm definitely happy with. I did order 4 skeins of this Fluffy Day yarn. This is 100% premium brushed acrylic, and it is absolutely divine. I have not worked anything up with this yet because I do have confidence that with as much of a halo as this yarn has, that this is going to be pretty difficult to frog. So I didn't want to work anything up with this just yet, but I have plans to make a nice shrug with cuffs. And I wanted to make sure that I had enough of this yarn. So each of these is 311 yards, which is a lot. With the recommended hook size of a G to an H, that seems pretty small to me actually, because this almost seems more of a bulky weight yarn, especially when you factor in that halo. I think when I work up my first gauge swatch when I'm designing this new pattern for the shrug, I think I'll start with either a 6 millimeter or maybe even a 7 millimeter yarn or hook, just just to make sure that I have enough of a drape and that I'm accounting enough of this halo here. Another yarn that I absolutely had to get my hands on is this Dolly Cashmere. I am still drooling over this, and honestly, I don't even want to use this yarn yet. I just want to sit here and stare at it and maybe touch it a little bit because it is absolutely divine. It is even better than it looked online, and I cannot help myself but just to want to touch it. And I mean, I cannot wait till I can crochet with it. Just not yet. I'm not ready yet. This is a 65% virgin wool, 25% polyamide, and 10% cashmere. The cashmere gives it such a lovely texture. Oh my goodness, it's just absolutely beautiful. This is a ginormous cake. So we have 842 yards, which is plenty to make a smaller size of like any lightweight summer cardigan. I do have several patterns that this would work absolutely beautiful for. This says that it's a superfine yarn. I honestly think that this could almost be classified as a 2-weight instead of a 1-weight, but it would work up beautifully as a shawl good or a go with the flow poncho. Absolutely stunning. I think I'm going to use this either as a triangle shawl, so I'll start in the center and just continue making my triangle shawl as big as it can be. That's one thing about working up ginormous cakes like this, especially ones that are on the pricier side. With this cashmere involved in your fiber blend, it is a little bit on the pricey side, but if you think that you've got one humongous cake that you can turn into a one-of-a-kind, you know, almost an heirloom piece, then it could be absolutely worth it. Absolutely love this yarn. I am so excited to work it up, but not just yet because I want to stare at it a little bit longer. The last yarn that I requested from Hobbii to review is their rainbow cottons. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the gradient of this. I went ahead with the blue package just because I thought that it would absolutely be gorgeous as either a baby bib or maybe a baby blanket. Something for the crib that could keep baby nice and warm without having to think too much about the colors. I haven't touched this yarn yet. I literally just opened the bag. So this is going to be a first reaction, legitimate review, and I am very excited. Oh my goodness, this one right here, absolutely love this color. Let's pick it up and take a look. Absolutely love this. This is feeling very nice. It feels like a very nice sturdy cotton. It doesn't have a lot of scratchiness to it, which is very nice. Also, I love this easy start. Absolutely love that they point out exactly where I'm supposed to start my yarn. Let's see, we have 100% cotton, which is nice. We have 115 yards, which is a decent size, to be honest, for such a small skein. I actually really like that. We have, let's see, a 3 to 3.5 millimeter hook. Looking at this, I think that I would maybe start with a 4 millimeter myself, depending on what pattern I was using to make this. I'm gonna set these up on their ends a little bit. I've noticed that my camera picks up the color better when I set them up a little bit closer to the lens. Look at how beautiful these colors are, and I absolutely love the gradient that they include for you, taking the guesswork out of that when you get their rainbow pack. Some of the last things that they included for me to review, I have a large eye needle with a blunt tip that I will use for weaving in my ends. Very nice. I also have 3 different notebooks here that I have not looked at yet, and I'm very excited because I saw them on the packing slip and I haven't looked, and I've been very good, and it was very hard. I want you to know that. So here, oh my goodness, look at that little girl. Isn't she cute? She's adorable. I am a very big list person. I love to have lists, and when I'm designing new patterns, I always want to write everything out longhand. It's just how I work, and I think that these are going to be absolutely perfect for that. Oh, look at her. She's a little yarn head. Absolutely lovely. I think it's me, right? Is that me? How'd they get a picture of me? And then the last one here is notes, which is super cute. It looks like yarn going all the way. Can you see this? And then a cute little yarn ball. So absolutely lovely. These are going to be great to put in my project bag for when I have yarn or when I'm in the car and I'm not driving and I'm working up something new or playing with something new or making notes of new patterns that I want to come up in the next several months. So this was an excellent, fun way to get to play with these Hobbii yarns. I hope that you found this review helpful and look forward to new patterns coming out from Heart Hook Home soon with these yarns. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.